Okay. Would anybody like to attempt a summation of last week's events?
I've been banned from doing it, so someone else should.
That's true. You're still banned. One percentage at least.
Why is John banned?
Because John did
Because
it
I'm
a
the one that always.
lot.
Yeah, I answer all the time.
I do it for like 4 other games.
Am I in those games, Fox?
No.
Then quit virtue signaling and summate the game.
I'm not what? Virtue. Listen.
I'm trying
are we actually streaming?
No, I'm recording so that I can like abbreviate it later.
Oh, okay.
So Alex, your clicky clackies are coming through really hard.
Oh, whoopsie.
I'm not gonna lie, I just assumed that was Tygon's keyboard.
It's never that loud.
Is my keyboard that loud? I'm sorry.
No, not that loud. I just assumed that maybe because he had been quiet for a minute, it was picking it up more than usual.
Also, their keyboards sound like actually totally different. They have different clickies.
Yeah, what are y'all talking about? These are very different keyboards. Come on.
These keyboards are their own animal. Last week, we gathered. Okay, hold on. It's all coming back to me.
No?
We helped a tiny little rabbit fella.
That's true.
With a curious chicken from a French farm that was definitely not going to be eaten by a tiny French boy.
I was going to be eaten?
No,
no,
Just kidding.
No, totally.
I know I'm the prize chicken. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
No, you were not going to be eaten until you stopped laying, and you became perfect for soup stocks.
But I keep telling my chickens.
We helped him out by adopting the strange chicken into our party, as they are also Muse. And then we were given a little bit of free treatment by this rabbit kitten's mother, who thanked us for helping him out with his silly little kid mistake without letting him know that she already knew, because of course she did.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Fidelity palling around with the kid by giving him noogies and stuff.
He hopes he'll come back alive.
I mean, this is a major city. How dangerous could it be?
I mean, we're probably one of the most dangerous things in the city right now. We're a bunch of muses.
That is kind of one of the risks. But also, it's an adventuring town on the frontier. Who's to say you're staying in the city? It's a dangerous thing walking out your door.
So we headed down to the docks and we started helping fix up the ship. We're doing this work in the midst of a big party. The captain is walking around trying to keep people focused on doing work, even though they're also technically doing shore leave. As the night has gone on, it has become
not the Venture Brothers character, something else.
What?
I said not the Venture Brothers character, actual shore leave.
Yes. As the night has gone on, it has been much more of a party. I remember there were some misunderstandings that nobody understands how they missed. Some characters getting some unwanted attention. Our resident chicken hanging out with a bunch of mermaids and stealing them a big ass keg. I think we're at some point talking about changing the ship so that the mermaids can like come aboard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent went to have a talk with Fidelity because they were worried that Fidelity was too inebriated to properly consent to all the attention that he was getting. Not really realizing that, okay, I just wanted to make sure that you know what you're doing and you're okay with doing it is also Midwestern conservative speak for, well, if you want to go ruin yourself and make bad decisions, that's on you. So now Fidelity's kind of bummed and like, what am I doing? We'll see how long that lasts.
And the Vincents are bummed because, well, right now, no, we are the assholes.
I mean, I don't know if they specifically did they realize that that was the thing that had happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, Vince and Vincetta are trying to look out for a friend and doing a good thing. There's just there's just a moment of not realizing what a person of Fidelity's background is trained to interpret this as.
You were trying to board that plane, but you tripped over the baggage, you see.
Yeah. They did a good thing. It's just Fidelity's like, oh no. My shame, my religious trauma, my toxic masculinity. There it is. And that's all I remember.
Also, Ambrose got extremely overstimulated by all the noise and music and drinking and the smell of beer. And so he, Jean-Luc noticed and brought him below decks where he hummed a little bee song at him and calmed him down.
That was very, very cute.
Jean-Luc, unaware that the bee song translated into something just foul as shit, but...
Do you feel better? Yeah, but I don't think you should say that about the Queen.
That's a salty tune, Jean-Luc.
Oh, Jean-Luc, you cad. Fresh.
I'm not entirely certain where you learned this cadence, but your accent is impeccable for somebody who doesn't have a bee butt.
No, he doesn't have a bee butt. He has le butt.
The butt. The boo. And then at the end of it, y'all were descending to the lower levels to start taking repairs on the interior.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. Have yourself a medium.
Yay.
Wait, not all of you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
Fine.
fair.
Fox stepped up for that one. Fox could have it.
I helped.
That's true.
He forgot me.
I mean, I helped all the merfolk, but I guess that doesn't count because they're not on board.
It's not about what's on board. It's what about what happened. But also, there's only one medium to go around.
Fair.
Fine.
Because
It's fine.
otherwise everybody gets a bonus every round, and that's just dull.
That's fair.
So instead, y'all can fight over it.
Yeah, you can have it. He did most of the work.
It's true.
I was gonna say, if y'all want a medium, don't make me do all the recaps.
I don't make you do all the recaps. That'd be banned to me.
Make John do all the recaps.
I'm gonna undo John's ban starting next week. But only if we can get some other folks too.
Okay.
All right. So you are descending into the depths of the ship. It's dark on entry, as it often is, but not so dark as to not be visible. There is some basic lamp lighting that's taking place in there. It doesn't look like these lamps are particularly special in any way. It looks like oil. The standard lamp fare. You are used to seeing some of the lamps around the city powered by medium. A couple of them have various other things. There might even be some kind of natural gas piping taking place throughout the city. But this is good old-fashioned fire. Keeping a little light down here to see with. The interior of the ship is a creaky, but otherwise well put together place. Cargo appears to be pretty lashed down. The thing that catches your eye pretty quickly is that there are several breaches that need some assistance, which Nugget is able to kind of quickly pick out because she saw them earlier. And they were pointed out to her. There's also going to be a few a little lower down, another deck or two below, toward the water line, where they are probably partially flooding, and you might need to kind of get wet to get to them. The other thing in here that is a little surprising, ish, depending on what catches your eye, is that there is a very, very large piece of cargo. Pretty much the entirety of the cargo area, rather than being separated into individual crates. There are a few that are kind of shoved off to the side and tied up. There is this one large thing, whatever it is. It's tarped, it's cover up, and it's right down the middle of it, and it looks big, like pretty hefty, taking up the majority of the place, all the way up to nearly the level of the whatever that grate, that kind of trap door on the top that's used for lifting cargo in by crane. Is all the way down to the deck and most of the sides. This thing is, whatever it is, it's not small. It's tarped over. You can see parts of it. You can tell that it's some kind of wooden structure. But it has some details and gilding along the edges that are metallic. And look a little wrought, look a little like worked in a way that is somewhat more ornate, and just technically impressive than the ship you're actually on, which is not like a bad ship. It's just a bit more utilitarian than whatever this thing is.
How did they even get that in here?
Not
I
sure.
want to peck whatever shiny thing is showing.
Ping! Metal.
Yeah,
That is a very specific joke.
I get that. I get that joke. I mean, I know those. For the rest of you, is this guy who has an African gray and he always holds up an item. What is this? Plastic.
Mhm.
What is this? Metal.
Nice.
What is this? Chuck.
But the bird has
Yeah.
to peck it and get it wrong first because it's random chance every time.
Yeah.
But yes, you ting at it a little bit. It is in fact metal. On some piece of worked wood. The wood itself looks kind of polished and likely waxed in a way that would make it water resistant.
It's metal, you guys.
Thank you.
It's not food. I checked.
I appreciate you checking.
That is
I did
only
not
because you
expect-
don't have a Tensenshi in your party. There is a manifestation that it can eat metal.
Sorry, what was that, Tygon?
I just said I did not expect it to be
Ah.
like food.
Can you eat metal because or stone or something?
I'm pretty sure I do not know.
There's nothing stopping you from trying.
It's like you got
I mean,
like,
okay, fair, but I'm not gonna start eating these people's cargo. So
Fair enough.
sorry about that.
no, you're not.
I believed him.
Some spam call.
What would y'all like to do?
I would like to investigate their cargo if people are like watching super close.
There's nobody else down here but y'all.
Okay, I'm getting in trouble.
Is it dark? You said it's dark.
It's not pitch black. It's just low light from like 2 lamps.
Gotcha.
Although you have a constant light source, so
I
depending
do.
on how hard you're trying to project it, at this point, this might be a thing that can become visible if you wanted to.
Yeah. I want to make it brighter down there.
Okay.
Because it's metal and also that's shiny.
From behind the head of your new friend manifests this kind of silvery sphere that looks almost like a moon, giving out the same sort of white ethereal light, and it is a bright object. It's not warm in the way that like a sun would be. It feels very kind of night oriented, and it kind of bathes everything in this glow, not unlike having a full moon painted on it. So you've got quite a bit of visibility in here because of it. And it's just kind of chilling back there, boop, behind the head.
That is a neat trick. How do you do that?
You know, that's a great question.
Nugget, you have a flashback to your first day arriving in Gallerie where you spent no less than 3 hours chasing that goddamn ball around.
It's so shiny and it's always behind me. It's really fucking rude, but I can see the reflection in all of the shiny things that are down there, like all the glass and stuff. So I just wanted to get it.
You never did.
But it turns out I can put it away or whatever, so...
With the light now available, you're able to get a better view of what you've got here. It is tarped down and it's covered up in most places, but because it's so large, it's hard to completely wrap up. You can tell that it's disassembled, whatever it is. So it's like a whole bunch of beams kind of laying on top of each other, looking like they would require assembly. And that it is of completely different make than the ship is, so it's not spare parts for it. The wood has been worked differently. It's been treated differently. The metal's been worked differently. Everything about it just kind of feels like it is a separate structure that is being transited. Based on the length of the things that you're seeing in there, it could make any number of things. It's a little difficult to tell just by looking unless you apply a little brain power to it. So if anybody who wants to kind of dig under it for a little bit and get a better look of what they're dealing with can then make a mind exert and craftsmanship check to figure out if they can figure out what this thing is.
My mind exert is 2. Is it difficulty?
I'm going to call it difficulty 2, and you are going to have to probably pull up a couple ropes. Like, you need to look at it a bit. Unless you want to just get in there. You're small enough that you could crawl inside.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
Yeah. Light's kind of an issue, though.
That's true.
Can he still see an ultraviolet?
That's not a thing that's written in the insect section, I don't think. So not specifically.
Okay.
Also, not sure if that helps.
I mean, yeah, light's just not getting through. You know?
Well, I'll
dark in a different color.
I'll pull a rope that I won't sneak under.
Hey,
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say I'm definitely pulling a rope because I want to see too. I'm like into this.
Okay,
Huh?
you give it a yank and you pull up the side and kind of toss a few things off to it under the guise that surely there's a hole under here that you need to repair as part of your job. For sure.
Bold of you. Bold of you to think I'm thinking that far ahead.
Everybody who is looking can do a mind exert and craftsmanship and difficulty too. Um, Alex, what is your mind exert score?
The 2.
Okay, so you're equal. That's 2d8, and you're adding your craftsmanship to that, trying to hit a 12.
That's 3 for me. Hell yeah.
Wow, double ones! Your first roll and roll 20. Look at
Wow.
that! Beautiful.
Amazing.
That's great.
I'm sorry.
It's incredible. I'm glad we're doing with that.
Your eyes
Anywho,
explode.
Ambrose rolls high enough, which is kind of funny because Ambrose likely has the least knowledge of humanoid craft. Fidelity, do you want to say
Yeah.
anything about that, or leave it be?
I would like to spend a medium on that.
All right, twist it.
It's a D6, right?
It's a D4. Oh wait, for you, I think it. No, I don't think you have a boost for twisting. I think you have a boost for brushwork.
Right. I just couldn't remember what it is brushwork, but I couldn't remember what the twist die was.
It's a D4. There you go.
Okay. I have a 14.
You do. You are looking at it and cannot like make heads or tails of the thing, and you just kind of reach out and do this little experiment with your own brain of like, can I make myself like smarter? And your medium kind of stretches out and basically gets a head to toe look at the thing, and brings back a flood of additional information to you.
Make
That kicks
brain
it
go
over in your mind.
faster.
Yes, makes brain go burr. In the meantime, Ambrose is just like, I know this thing. This is a boat.
I had to roll to recognize a boat.
But it's a weird kind of boat. The thing that makes it throw off weird is the number of masts that it has, the shape of them, and the fact that there's very large rocks in the middle of it.
Huh.
It occurs to you that while you don't necessarily know what this thing specifically looks like assembled, it is some kind of transit. It is got some kind of keel. It's got some kind of sails. And it's got a section that looks like it would seat people. Doesn't carry a ton of people, but like it would be some sort of sailing vessel, if only because it doesn't seem to have any wheels. And it doesn't seem to have any other indication of things that it could be, while still possessing the things that it's got. One of the things that's a little confusing about it, though, is that it's built in a sort of like kind of covered torpedo-y fashion. It's enclosed, which is just a little peculiar to see.
I was like, whoa, hey, check this out. I was trying to figure out what this thing was, and I was able to just use my medium to figure it out. I'm like Makoto Mitsuhara.
I
What?
don't know who that is.
What is that?
He's a character from this really old anime from like the 90s.
Anime?
So not food?
I can just hear Fidelity crying inside.
Just like there's like I'm like come on, you've got to know what anime is. Like I don't know. What's like a super old anime from the 1900s? Thundercats?
How dare you say the 1900s? There is a reasonable chance, I suppose, that Vince and Vincetta have heard of Thundercats. It was out.
Was it though?
I think
It
it was
was.
out in '83.
Yeah, Thundercats and Ronin Warriors were in the United States by that point.
Thundercats was 85, so yes.
Oh, just debuted. Well, I don't know if you watch cartoons.
Yeah, he's also they are in their mid-20s, so they might be a little bit too old for
Hmm.
because those were released as like Saturday morning cartoons at first.
When did Sailor Moon get here?
I think the 90s, but it may have been the 80s.
Or say it was at least here in the 90s on VHS somehow, because that's how I watched it at my mom's friend's house.
Fan
She got
VHSs
the
for a lot of stuff got here pretty early, like fan
that's
dubs, but I don't know when it was airing.
First premiered in the United States in '95.
Okay, so quite a ways away by Tygon's timeline.
I'm surprised that you didn't go right for Akira, but that was also too late. That was 88.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are on the very early side for seeing much of anything over here. It's possible, depending on what circles you were in, but we haven't necessarily heard of your characters being specific nerds. You know, depending on which it is you're looking at.
You don't have to be a nerd to be into anime. Fidelity is kind of a basketball jock.
Fidelity is also from the Wetline. And a 20-year-old in 1985 who was into anime would in fact be declared a nerd.
Or a furry.
Or both.
Porque no es dos.
Turns out.
Fun fact:
let's assume you come up with an example or an explanation that that does make sense. Because I want to say, oh, you mean Japanimation?
Excellent.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm delighted.
But yes, you make this
So-
reference to Japanimation and are reasonably pleased that you have found at least some degree of cultural parallel.
Fidelity just kind of looks like thoughtful for a moment. It's like, I'm not sure if we're allowed to say that anymore.
As you're pondering, you hear a noise. It is very distinct, like a whistle. But not like somebody calling a whistle, like a gradually increasing pitched sound, like maybe, I don't know, steam escaping from something or wind whistling for the air. Depending on people's individual exposure to media, the whistle sounds a little concerning, except to oh, I'm gonna fucking Evelyn. There we go. I have so many E names in my fucking head. Eleanor, Eliza, Elena. It's like there's just so many that are in there. Evelyn, who is immediately hackles raised because you have been raised in a time where the radio has told you that if you hear this sound, there's a bomb approaching.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Everybody
I
do
will-
a dodge save. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
Oh, great. I'm not good at those.
I don't know what to roll for that.
Let's check the document because I'm sure Alex needs to know too.
If it
Yes.
is like HSD, it's body perceive plus dot, I think.
We can look at the thing so that we can make sure that my language is correct.
Safest. I found it. Page 47.
Saves. Dodges. Use body perceive versus the difficulty of the save and add your dodge save to the roll. So what is your body perceive score?
So 1.
Okay. The difficulty is 2, so you're at D8 and D6. And then you're adding whatever your dodge save is to this.
Wait, what was the difficulty? 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I got a D8 and a D10 and I rolled so bad.
Oh no! That is a little unfortunate.
That is
What the shit?
that's very sad, Make. I have rolled a 10, and I'm gonna eat that.
All right. Those of you who rolled below the 12
Oh.
required, you are standing a little too close to the wall when whatever this is hits. There is a sudden crashing as shrapnel pours through the wall. The impact does not actually fully puncture the ship, but it does splinter the interior outward, causing the two of you, I think, how many people failed? Two?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, to catch some wood, just to the to
Well,
catch some wood.
that was the goal of the evening.
That was the goal of the evening.
Wait, can I re-roll?
To catch some wood and get knocked violently off to the side. Both of you can take d6 wounds.
All right. Now I roll high. Great.
Are we supposed to roll the wounds for ourselves?
Go ahead, yeah. I'm fairly certain you're not going to be able to cheat roll 20. There you go. So you both take 5. Everybody else, when the whistling was getting close enough, just had this kind of instinctive urge to just kind of go, fuck. Which I think is kind of funny that the two rendered did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as this happens, you're hearing yelling and clamoring from the upper story. There is additional sounds of whistling going on, and you're hearing impacts taking place outside. Something is taking place, and it looks like it's laying siege to the ship, at least from what you can tell in the interior.
It's like, what? Damn it! We just fixed that.
You did, in fact, just fix that.
That is just rude.
Yeah,
Super
so
rude.
can I look out the hole in the side of the ship?
Take a peek out there and do a body perceive. I'm gonna say it's difficulty 2. Yeah. Okay.
I succeeded.
You actually managed to find a spot where you get a pretty good view of the entire port. New ships have arrived. These new ships have a vague resemblance to the object you're actually looking at on the interior of the ship. You can't tell for certain if they're the exact same make, but the kind of texture of the wood and the metalwork is very similar. They might have been made by the same port or the same shipbuilder or craftsman, whoever it is who put them together. They have stopped in the water nearby and are docked at kind of peculiar angles as compared to all the other ships that are sort of like moored up to the sides and parallel lines. You're not specifically certain how these things arrived without like alerting somebody, but several of them have pointed armament at you. And as you're watching, you see another flash of fire, and there is another thudded impact against the side of the ship. There are also people pouring out over the docks, and a lot of people are running away from the docks. Not that there were too many people there already, because it's pretty late in the night.
I'm gonna immediately turn around and knock on the hull of the little ship that we've got under the tarp, and just be like, "Hey, are you alive?"
The ship, weirdly enough, does not answer. But I like where your head's at.
I'm gonna try like a few more times, like knock, knock, knock. Hey, wake up! Hello?
Everybody watches you do this, and I suspect are rather surprised at how not odd that seems as a course of action. You're like, I want to say this is ridiculous, but but no, it seems to not respond.
I might stand up, hands on my hips, just like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's just a boat.
Not food.
Well, we need to get out of here.
There's like a bunch of boats out there, like throwing bombs at us, though.
Yes.
Well, let's
and
make them
that's why-
stop doing that.
So going topside's not a good idea?
Can I be heard?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, we actually should go topside. We need to help. Whatever's happening there, we need to help.
Also, I do not want to be in the hull of the ship. In case it starts sinking.
I
Do you
cannot
think?
swim.
Well, maybe you can now. You've got like people body and stuff.
What were you going to say, Fidelity?
I don't know. We should probably ask the captain about this because those boats out there look like this one. That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
find out if this was like a baby that got kidnapped or something.
Let's go find him and not drown to death.
Or get blown up.
Or both.
Pick up the chicken.
There is another crash nearby. The interior in here definitely seems kind of unsafe to stay in.
Yeah,
Fly.
I am going up.
As am I.
As am I.
Y'all pour out the top and are treated to the following view.
Oh boy. Ooh, battle map.
Go ahead and put your tokens over here on the big boat.
Big boat.
This one in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put them on the grid.
And you're gonna come out of this little portal right here. So you can just put yourselves kind of near there.
If you are pinging the map, I have yet to see the ping.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you on?
I'm doing it
That's
right. I'm on the
odd.
token layer right now, and I'm
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I can see it now.
Wait, I can't.
Well, it only happens every couple seconds, so maybe folks are just missing it.
I may have been zoomed out too
What?
much.
Yeah, zoom in toward that big old boat that's there in the middle of the map, and that's going to be where you're coming out. The direction that you were looking was off to the right of there, toward those other boats. And I'm going to put some models on the board.
How do I
Alec,
put my?
do you have a token assigned to you yet?
No, yeah, I don't think we have one for her.
Mm,
Let me, because we don't have any character art for her yet either.
Emily.
I don't know what you want me to do about it. I don't have any character art.
I posted a chicken in there. Come on. Man.
Hang on. I wonder. Search. No, there's no chicken. Wait, no, there is. No, that's some premium assets. Fuck that. Not gonna buy a chicken. Yeah, we gotta assign a toki.
Will cockatrice work?
I mean, I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what we could use? Does this work? It's Elysium. We can just bring her in for the other game.
Ah,
That's funny.
Nice.
But I imagine a cockatrice probably would.
I won't. I have discovered it won't let me pull my own market purchases in. So
Ah, okay. I'm going to give control of this asset over to. Wait, how do I give
do
you
what?
two-person? Oh, I have to do this through Roll20's character sheets, don't I?
mm-hmm.
Which we have not made one. Character. Name.
I mean, there should be an option like controlled by thingy.
Yeah, but I haven't even made
She needs a character sheet to have a target for control by.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Used to be able to just give it to a player.
The player, yeah, but the player has to have a presence in the game.
Meaning a sheet.
Yeah.
It's weird.
There we go. Control by Nugget. Wait, no, wait. That wasn't. I just did that for Ambrose.
Oops.
This is supposed to be
I have control.
save.
Oh.
Alright, fix that. What happened to my bird? I had a bird, and now the
Deleted it.
bird's gone. Where'd the bird go?
Oh.
It was there. I don't know where it went.
It was there. Bird. You. Represents Nougat. Controlled by Nougat. Okay. Nougat, you now have a bird.
Yay.
See if you can wiggle that bird around. Let's just make sure this worked. Okay, cool. Your bird is mobile.
Emmy,
What?
can you make my tokens bigger?
Why are they so small?
Because that's the default. Thank you.
Being biggened.
Emmy made me big.
Yay.
Phrasing.
Tygon! Scandalous!
It was intentional.
I'd fucking do it again. Where is my enemies? Bring it them back.
I didn't see Emmy's.
No.
Here you go, free assets.
Emmy's.
Enemies. Do-do-do.
I like that quite a lot, Tygon.
What, Emmy's?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very pleased with Emmy's.
Do-do-do-do-do. The problem with having a map this big is that the enemies is difficult to see.
I didn't know you could have maps this big.
Yeah. You know, it gives you a warning about it too, but like, I don't know, chill out a little bit. It's not that asset hungry.
It's just a web page.
Alright, I'm gonna use these fellas a few times so that we can get a few baddies out here.
I just thought of something.
What?
Tygon's character is from too far back to no CDs.
Oh, yeah. MP3s are going to blow their minds.
And my character is from too far forward to no CDs.
It's going to be like the episode of Parks and Rec where they put all of Ron's music on an iPod, and he's like, "This is an excellent rectangle," as he listens to music loudly on his headphones. I think of that every time I boot up my old ass iPod.
It's very funny.
This is an
I've
excellent.
almost had that sucker for 20 years.
Surprised the battery still works.
Yeah, I still have a charger for it. It's great condition. It's just an iPod Nano.
Oh, okay. The Nano's a little newer. I thought it was like an original iPod.
No, I used to have an original iPod, but actually the first generation had a lot of errors and it broke. Like it just stopped working. My uncle gave it to me. He's like, "I got this from IBM and I'm not going to use it."
I miss my
It
old
lasted me like
Zune. I want my Zune back.
That Zune video,
Zune video was good shit.
it was perfect.
A little credit card size thing had a cute little screen.
Yep.
It was,
Like a week-long battery life.
yeah.
And it let you share with all other Zune users, so you could, you know,
All four of them.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, so you could you could share your videos and your videos and MP3s with Bill Gates.
Specifically.
Hmm. You could also sync over Wi-Fi, so if you just left it in your car to play music, it just synced in the garage. It was perfect.
I also liked its software. It was pretty usable.
I never even saw one in real life.
It had 3D gaming.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it had 2D gaming. I don't know that I ever saw it convincingly do 3D.
You ever played that like Moto Racer game?
I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, it did have motion control for like zero reason.
Yeah. Well, because you wanted to turn the screen sideways.
Yeah.
Well, I had motion control for like the same amount of reason that everybody else had motion control.
Because we figured this out. Now you're getting it.
This is gonna happen because this is a gimmick that's gonna sell for 5 minutes. Never trust Nintendo, guys. They know how long it's gonna last. They've been doing this shit since they were selling those laser guns.
All right. I have placed some adversaries on the board.
Yay, adversity.
I'm going to put them into a somewhat dispersed locale. And we will see how they do.
Which one of these ships is like the ship we saw down below?
So these ones that are over here at the side where all these dudes are, we're saying that these two right here, actually these three right here, are kind of like that.
Cool.
They don't really look the way that they do on this board here because this is a pre-generated map.
Well, yeah.
They are surprisingly low, like keel in the water. Not enough to handle any degree of what rough seas. Honestly, look pretty poorly designed for a sailing vessel. But are kind of like covered in streamline. And they have a series of different kind of sails that are sort of off in a fan-like fashion. And then nestled inside kind of the forward and backward bit are these sort of large stones that are keeping them pretty heavy in the water. Look like they're serving as ballast. It's staying pretty even in the light waters that are here. But their function is a little peculiar. Certainly not a thing you see present on any of the larger ships around here. And as you get out here and look over in the direction, you see a variety of different people dressed in armor and uniforms you don't recognize, but they do seem to all be from the same faction. And there is a sort of like trumpet and a gleaming sort of sun behind it that is emblazoned on the armor sides. These guys look pretty well equipped. They are covered in like plate or various semblances of it. And the skiffs that they have just jumped out of all seem to be armed with some degree of cannon. They're not particularly large, so the cannon they're carrying isn't either. But it's not nothing, and it's kind of kicking the shit out of the side of this boat at the moment. Because they can point them all at there. With all three of them shooting, it's causing similar damage to the damage you just repaired.
Damn it.
No damage.
You say their logo is a trumpet with a sun?
Uh-huh.
I can't believe we're being attacked by a ska band.
Strumpets, you say?
So I'm new here. Do we know these guys?
No, we do not.
This isn't the first time these guys have attacked this ship.
That does seem to be a logical conclusion. The damage that you're seeing taking place now is pretty similar to the damage you just fixed.
Oh.
We're gonna have a word with the captain later.
Any chance we could like make a wall or something?
I
Defend
can.
this side of the ship that's already, damaged, but we don't want it to sink.
I can do it one section at a time.
You would need raw material too. You're sitting on a dock.
Oh, I figured I'd just bring it up from the ocean, the bottom, because I figured it'd be shallower here since we're at the dock.
I mean,
But-
it's shallow, but it's shallow enough for a ship to get into it. You'd still have to raise it 40 feet.
Oh, that's fair. I don't have enough and medium to do that.
Yes, let's go ahead and put people into initiative while they're trying to figure out what to do.
What if we used the rocks in their ballast to make the wall, and we made it in front of their cannons?
I'd have to get closer, but I could do that. I think. Initiative is
Everybody
a.
roll yourself a d10
And do we add our initiative bonus to that?
if you have such a thing. Yes.
Yes.
I do not.
I do. I forgot to add it, but got it.
Oh, I rolled like shit.
Ooh, I wonder if this works.
Oh, hang on. I hadn't cleared the initiative sheet yet. Remove all turns.
It does. Neat.
Oh wait. There's a button on our sheet that does that, you say.
Well, I mean that's the HST sheet. I don't think that's going to
But
work right for this.
It's the same roll. It's a D10.
I suppose that's true.
I'm doing this just to put myself on the tracker. I'll keep my 7.
And where is this?
So you just roll a d10 and add your initiative score to it. Which you should have written down.
I've got a
in front of
0.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll just add a turn for you. And turn. What was your roll? Was it 8?
8.
Okay. We're just missing Evelyn.
Rowan?
Huh? I rolled.
Oh, it got deleted. I'll just put you on.
Okay, yeah, I rolled and then yeah. All right.
These things happen.
Why did it put a 5 up there? Weird.
Because I typed it in as.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because when I rolled, I forgot to add my initiative modifier. So I got a 2, so my plus 3, 5.
Oh, excuse me.
Turns. Okay. And how many of those do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 7, 10. 2, and another 7. I don't know how I always manage to get like a whole bunch of groups down at the bottom of the board, but that seems to happen repeatedly.
That happens to me too all the time.
All right. I'm gonna say at the top of this round, this guy gets to go. a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And he is going to grab a crossbow, take a shot up toward the ship. And it looks like he's aiming toward one of the crew, who ducks down, just goes, thunk, thunk, shoots, and a crossbow bolt goes whizzing by as somebody ducks to avoid it. The crew is yelling and scrambling for weaponry. At this point, none of them were really like armed for ranged combat at this point. There are several carrying daggers and stuff, but nobody was wandering around with a sword strapped to them on their own ship. So they are caught fairly unawares. Nugget, it is your turn to decide what you would like to do.
Well, I can fly and swim.
You also have brushwork available to you. So if you all haven't brought up your little document that shows you what sketches you have, you may want to do that to see what
Okay.
can be done.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
As at this point, the party does have some pretty usable firepower available.
Well, they all seem to be near the water. I don't think I can really do much about that. No. Well, part of me wants to like fly towards them to like grab their attention, especially if they are shooting at people on board. Can I? Let's see, how far away are they? Yeah, from where I am, I can sort of fly off the ship a little bit.
So
Not
what's
very
your
far.
what's your flight speed?
So my movement's 5, double with flight.
Okay. So during combat, you are allowed to make a grand total of 3 actions. 2 of them can be the same action. One of them has to be a separate action, unless you manage to roll a special bonus, which you might actually be able to pull off because you're high enough in initiative to do. So you could make 2 move actions, which would allow you to move 20 squares. And if you rolled a bonus action, which is 2d10 trying to get under your initiative score, you would actually be able to do a 3rd movement action if you wanted to. So there is a potential grand total of 30 squares of movement here.
Thing.
Okay. Move there for my first movement. Then
Where's the link to the sheet where our strokes are?
It's in the
pins.
testing assets. You just have to scroll up a bit.
Okay, thank you.
Is it
You're welcome.
pinned?
It's pinned, yeah.
Oh, okay. That works too.
Oh, right. Pins. I forgot about those.
nope.
Okay.
Can't do it a 3rd time.
So you fly out over the water. They definitely notice you. Several of them are like, the hell
It's a
is
flying chicken.
Yeah.
Flying chicken.
They're looking at it a little weird. 1 or 2 of them do bring crossbows up because you did deploy from the ship, and they're a little baffled by the strange appearance. It's hard to get a bead on what they're thinking though, because many of them are helmeted.
Flight of the Valkyrie starts playing in the background.
Next person is this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll come over here, and for the heck of it, is going to take a shot at this bird. Because it came from that ship, so why not?
It's also glowing very brightly.
That's true. It has a big moon behind it.
It seems just very distracting and kind of blinding, you know?
Yeah, takes a shot up at the bird with a crossbow. The person next to him actually looks like they're yelling no. But at that point, the shot is taken. I should give these guys some stats. They're pretty good. I'm gonna say.
I love them.
Oh wow, hang on.
Rolled.
That's not what that is. D8. There we go. Does a 16 hit you? It's going against your evade score. So whatever your evade is, if it got above it, or
Yeah, my evade's 11.
Okay, so this bolt goes whizzing through the air, thunks into you, and does 9 damage. So 9 wounds.
Ow.
Thou hast been punctured. You are a little baffled because this is a new experience to you. There is an arrow in you. You don't love that. But it also occurs to you that this doesn't hurt quite as bad as you would kind of think it would. You've certainly seen arrows kill chickens before. You seem to be okay, if a little annoyed. But you're bleeding. It wasn't nothing.
Ow.
A thing that you can do. Do you see how many endure points you have there?
Yes, 5.
Okay. So your character is naturally armored. It's just a default. Oh no, wait. They're not. You're not playing the one that I thought they were. So never mind. We'll get to that. But you can use endure to move yourself by like 1 square when attacks are coming in. It wouldn't matter here because you're firmly within the long ranged attack. But as you kind of get closer to where short ranged attacks are, you can kind of dip and dodge with that. Or if you're behind cover, you can use it to like duck behind cover before shots come out. But you are unfortunately the least covered thing possible at the moment. He will take a second shot. A 13. What was your evade?
11.
Okay, that one will hit. This time dealing 4 damage. This one just kind of skates off of the side of you. Second lowest roll we've seen so far.
Ow.
Not too terribly difficult, but it is clear that these guys seem to be taking shots at anything coming off of this boat right now.
I think they're very friendly.
Next one over here is actually going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully that actually lined up with squares. It's really hard to tell when I'm this zoomed out. I'm going to try to get a third movement out of this guy. And we'll get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ambrose.
Okay. Free action to give Jean-Luc a little peck on the cheek, and I'm going to fly towards the boats.
Aw.
Does he even notice in light of the horror? Yes, he does, because it's gay. We're not
Wait,
even
are
gonna roll.
introduced?
What's that?
Hang on.
I think you have triple movement when you fly.
I do. When I fly, my movement speed is 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He is going to move again. 2, 3, 4. Which one of these fuckers shot my chicken friend?
The one that's over hither.
Okay. Fuck, I lost
Hither?
count.
Hither or thither?
But the ones that are on the boats are currently manning the cannons on the boats too, so that is worth noting.
10, 11, 12, and I am going to, let me double check at my new fountain pen, make sure it didn't change. I think I copied over what it changed. Augmented sting with medium innately. It may use medium augmentation via twisting as normal to contribute to accuracy, but any medium spent this way will replenish after just can use it. I don't have the distance. Okay. I'm going
Remember,
to
all
twist.
weapons are ranged and melee. It's just a matter of what dice you're using for them.
That's fair. I'm going to shoot my stinger at this guy manning a cannon.
Okay. Roll as per ranged.
Okay.
So mind and ranged combat.
Okay.
These guys are wearing some pretty hefty armor. Their defense is sizable.
Shit. Okay. So my mind exert is 2, and my ranged is 3 with a boon. So what is the difficulty I'm rolling against?
It's always 2 in combat unless something
Yeah.
funky's going on.
Okay. So 2d8 plus 3.
Not
Hey,
quite.
I got a 13. Damn it.
Reasonable
That's
roll. It's pretty close. They're evade 16.
okay.
But if you wanted to throw medium into that, you could.
Yeah. Is it a medium for an extra d4?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll spend a point of medium for an extra d4. Come on, give me a 4.
That'll do it.
3 is enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. It is flying. It's looking like it's going to ping off the armor. As it flings upward, you kind of grab it with a hand from a distance and use like force push, throw this stinger directly into this guy's neck. And it sinks in there pretty good. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, I should have had a +2 for my accuracy. I forgot. Oh well.
Oh, well, you made it anyway.
Yeah. Roll d10. Do I add anything to that?
Not unless it says it in your entry. Let me look at your weaponry really quick.
It doesn't say that. It's just the damage of the d10. I just wasn't sure. Wanted to double check.
So your innate damage on sting is d10, and then
Oh, the
special
damage bonus.
well, for you're using your personal damage bonus because this is just
Yeah.
a melee attack. So whatever your PDB is
Yeah.
gets added to that. And then your manifest weapon. It may use a medium augmentation via twisting as normal to contribute for damage or accuracy, but any medium spent this way will replenish at the beginning of your next turn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. For a whopping 8 damage.
Nice. Pretty solid hit. It gets through the armor as you hear a yelp.
Hooray! And that's my turn.
How tough do I want these guys to be? Not too terribly tough. Because we've got a bunch of them and I don't want to spend forever on it. Let's call it 3 and then -8. Alright, that's your turn, Evelyn.
Alrighty. Sorry if I'm quiet. I didn't mean to snap earlier. I felt like people kept talking over me. It's fine. Alright. First action. Move. I take to the air, and I'll actually shift my form.
Okay.
So I shift to a huge, almost like a jet black shape of feathers, with a leering skull for a face. And I take off into the air. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then for my second action, 1, 2, I'll move again. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then let's do this, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'll throw a feather dart.
Go for it.
Let's see. All right. What's the difficulty to hit for this?
It's 2. Size 2.
Okay. And
Also, at your current level, it might not be. You may just want to like do a standard attack, Feather Dart gets more damage as you get higher no escape score, but your no escape score is 1 right now.
True.
Unless you want to use one of the abilities that are associated with it. If you're just trying to cause damage, your default avian like claw or peck ability are D6s.
Okay. Sorry, my brain's not doing good today. Yes. There we go. The problem is I can't reach them this turn.
You don't need to. All as when you guys got your weaponry, all weapons are ranged and melee. It's just a matter of what dice you're rolling.
Right. Fuck. Sorry. Okay. In that case, I will do a claw attack.
Okay. Narrated as you build.
What attribute do I roll with this?
Mind exert and range combat.
Okay. Oh, fuck. All right. 2. Also get more accuracy from my peck and
Yeah, those are accuracy 3 by default.
okay. Yeah. Okay. No way. Whammies.
Nice.
7.
That definitely hits. So D6 plus your personal damage bonus.
All right. Yes. And that is 2. What
Zing!
is with my dice rolls this week? Okay. So they just see this massive black shape rise from the ship. The face a bone white owl skull that will fly across the bay silently and reach out with a talon. And casting from the lamplights, a shadowy claw will stretch out and strike at this one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the one on the boat. Let me fix that.
Oh.
It's the sound of scraping against armor that cuts through and nicks that guy's neck. Is that you done?
Yes.
Okay. Fidelity.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is rather immediately scoop up Jean-Luc. And I am going to run for the docks. Hello?
I'm here.
Hello.
Go for it.
Okay. Is I am going to get him to safety before I start dealing with this. I just have to remember what my speed is. Five.
for it.
My speed is 5. Let me just check something real quick.
You add your motif score to it.
Okay, I was just checking to see if I are. Oh, I do.
Because you're a horse.
Oh, I thought I added my horsepower.
Well, that's what the motif score is. Motif score is the name for what that
Oh,
is.
oh, I misheard. I thought you said medium score.
No, you add your motif
I
score
was
to
like, oh, my medium score is significantly better.
it.
I was checking to see if I already had done that,
Yeah, okay.
and the answer is yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll just I'll just set him down on his feet and just give him a shove, like go, 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 go.
He's like, but I don't know where the ballista is. He's just decided this is what he does now.
And it's like I don't think there's a ballista, bud. I think you need to hide right now.
He looks worriedly back over, but sees now that Ambrose is fully out over the water and damn near out of sight at this point, probably on the other side of the boat, before nodding to you.
And it's like there's a whole ship full of guys with like crossbows and shit. They'll take care of it, so you can just stay out of danger so Ambrose can come back to not having to worry about it.
He will nod before finding a place to duck off to.
I just like pat him on the shoulder as he goes, and gosh, I don't know what to do. Can I? Do I have range to, not range, but room to attack from here?
So the boat is high in the water. You had to go down that ramp to get out of it. I
Yeah.
don't think you've got any line of sight.
That's what I was worried about. I'll attempt to take another move action to get back. That's 2d10, right?
Yeah. That'll work.
5. I did it.
Look at that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. End of my turn.
The orange and blue blur dashes off with a kid and comes back without one.
As I'm running back up, I reach up and pull off my tiara, and it extends out to the dance of Longinus.
This person over here, now seeing several enemies approaching from the sky, probably doesn't even notice Ambrose. Walks over this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes a shot at Evelyn, pulling out the crossbow.
I will spend a whatchamacallit and attempt to evade that.
Okay. I believe you are armored. Yeah, because y'all did that earlier, so this will just boost your evade by 2.
What did we do earlier that boosts my armor?
So you all were kind of given armor ahead of time by Harold.
Okay.
And that was before armor kind of changed. So the thing with armor now is that it's all, you can all have it. It's stored inside your instrument, but you have to choose whether or not you deploy it. And you were technically caught off guard here, so it shouldn't be deployed yet. But we haven't, like, when we first had armor, that wasn't the way it was working. So I guess you can all make it up to you, because also arguably you wouldn't necessarily be wearing armor while you were working a ship all night. That'd be pretty fatiguing. The armor works like any kind of magical transformation kind of thing. You just pull it out and doff it. But it has to be done before the fight begins, or you don't have it.
Okay.
Do you want to see you have it on or no?
I'll say I have it on.
Okay, so you're gonna boost your evade by 2 by using an endure score right now.
Yes.
Incoming shot. It's a 10.
That's a miss.
They cock another one and hit another 10. Both of these either whiz past you or ping off of the protection that has shimmered around your body in whatever shape or form you would like it to.
I'll say it is just. It is a bone white harness.
Very hot. Moving to this dude. He's in the same position, so he's going to assume, based on what his friend is shooting at, that that's the target. Wow, lots of 10s. Oh, there's a 16. Does that get you?
That one actually hits.
All right, second shot goes through. Fires. I'm going to go ahead and see if he gets a third, because this is all he wants to do. We're pretty low in the initiative order, so we'll see. He does not. Wow, look at that roll, though. Anyway, going for damage. 11 damage.
Ow.
Arrow sinks in pretty good. On the boat, this guy over here has had the cannon beaded into the side of the boat. Doesn't look like he's going to try to shoot any of the flyers because they're just a little too dodgy and a little too close. But will attempt to take a cannon shot at the next largest thing he can see. Now it looks like things are deploying from the cannon, which happens to be Vince. Vince, from downtown, somebody very rude is aiming a cannon at you.
I don't even know what to say.
Would you like to endure it? Say yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay, boost your evade by 2. Kindly don't get shot by the cannon.
Okay. My evade is now 13. Hello?
Okay, I'm rolling dice.
Oh, okay.
2 will miss. 3 will miss.
-6?
Yeah, it might have been a little aggressive. I might tie that back a little bit. But basically, the cannon does not aim well, right? It's supposed to aim forward.
Okay, I know, but
those shots likely do hit the side of the boat, as that is what they're supposed to be aiming at, is the side of a boat. So, as they kind of whiz by you, they're hitting railings and also masts and sides and splintering and hauling stuff off. These are not particularly large cannons compared to even the cannons on this ship, but there's a lot of propellant behind them. And they're firing things that are roughly the size as like pool balls. So they're certainly going to hurt if they hit.
yeah, because I mean the highest you will roll right now is an 8. You realize that, right?
No, because I don't math well. This
Okay.
person's gonna go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rolling really high on these
Ooh.
attempts for 3 actions. Vince and Vincent.
Okay. I want to do something which I'm probably gonna regret because it's a horrible idea. I should say, well, first, Vincetta and Vince are gonna draw their swords, which, after much debate, I have determined is like, since the instrument is a deck of cards, the cards will like form a circle,
Okay.
and they each will dip their muzzle into that circle from different sides and pull the sword out from it.
Nice.
And then
I want
I
this to happen, and as it's happening, the Thundercats theme goes off, and it's just Fidelity being absolutely angry that she's been had. that he's been fully deceived, and this whole time Vincent and I did know about this. Pulls the Sword of Omens directly out of this circle.
you know what? Yes.
Fidelity in the greatest Gotham of all time. This sort of omens is drawn from the center of this deck.
You bitch and/or bastard.
Okay, well now comes the part I'm gonna regret, because I always do that when combat and water is involved with each other. I would like, with both of them, to run like here to the edge of the ship and then jump to land there.
Excellent. What is your athletic score?
I believe 2, but let me check. Yes, it is 2.
How much movement do you have?
6.
Okay, so with 2 actions, one of them can make that fine. Can the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Just
6?
barely.
Yes. Okay, so you're fine. That's a simple stunt. It has one declared action in it. Your athletic score is sufficient to cover that, so you can just close that distance.
Oh, nice.
You also, I don't know if you got a chance to look at Feline, but they have a default ability now. I think at the start, or it might be after a few levels. Let me check really quick. That allows you to adjust your weight, so that you're not coming in at like 3,000 pounds a piece on the edge of this dock.
Yeah, that was the other part. That was what I'm about to bring up. We have 2 very large stone lights now jumping down on a wooden pier or whatever you call that.
Okay, that is a thing you're going to have to deal with. So Cat's Grace is an ability you get at level 6. Increases the maximum length and height of your jumps by 2 times. Able to fall from that height before using fall damage. When using stunts, you add your stalker score to your athletic score, which is fine. Lastly, they can choose to actively reduce their weight in any iteration between their max and half a pound. But that's a level 6 ability. Right now, you are landing at full strength.
So, Emmy, what happens?
Let's do a little quick math. I'm very curious what this says. How much does a tiger weigh? Or a lion weigh? So somewhere around the 420 blazed weight when made of flesh and blood. I wonder if I could type in how much does a stone lion weigh? How much does a lion weigh in stone is actually a question that's in there already. Searching. Oh,
That's
shit, stone.
in kilograms.
It's in stone. That's funny.
Different from a stone lion.
Yeah,
I was gonna
not
say-
helpful, I believe.
that's funny.
I was going to say it's whatever the previous weight was divided by 15.
I'm actually not sure how to easily figure this out.
But how much does 450 pounds of stone weigh? It's so easy. Come on.
There might be a way to actually granite weight calculator. Hang on.
Just find the shipping cost on one of those weird websites like Amazon that sells gigantic stone sculptures.
Wait, hang on. We got something here. All right, how big are you? You're pretty big. You're gonna be like, I don't know, 8 feet long by like 2 feet wide.
The floors were definitely creaking in that
Oh yeah.
that tavern, right?
Yeah. With a thickness. All right, so 10,560 pounds apiece. Yeah, I'm gonna say you probably fall through that dock.
Oh no.
Let me see what abilities you have available here.
Getting a flashback to the big final combat in that one HSD campaign where Zuri spent the entire combat stuck in the water. Couldn't get out. Because she couldn't swim because she had wheels for feet.
Okay. Standard action. Rooted. Okay, you do need to be on a solid surface to root, so that's not an option for you. Yeah, I don't think there's a way around that. You jump onto the dock, you crash immediately through it in a rather spectacular boom. The wood just gives out, crunch, boom, and you go straight down to the bottom of the dock and land on the ground. And you're kind of blinking there for a second because I'm not sure if you expected it or not.
No,
But
definitely not.
oh yeah, so you're like there's this fuck crap, and you're both looking at each other like, well now what? Not, and you blink for a minute, and you realize that like you can still talk mentally, and you don't seem to be hurting for air. In fact, there doesn't really seem to be a need to breathe in general. The pressure's not
Huh.
bothering you. The temperature's not bothering you. You're just a rock on the bottom of the ocean. You look up, and the moonlight that's filtering down from Nugget's moon that's floating behind her, this feels like exactly akin to a movie you've never seen. And entirely possibly a movie that, no, I'm going to say that it's pretty likely that the first Pirates of the Caribbean was something that Fidelity experienced at some point. But it is very similar to that sequence where they're just cruising around the bottom of the ocean as skeletons in the moonlight. And you realize this is like crystal clear water. You can see the bottom of the piers and the bottom ends of those boats on the other side. They're about 30 feet above you, but 20 feet above you. But you can see them rooted to the ground. It's just wood.
Hmm. Okay. Well, a plan is forming.
Mm.
And I believe that was my turn anyway. So
That was 2 actions. You have a third, right?
I drew swords. I don't know if that
Oh yeah,
I think that would be an action.
yeah. No, it still is. Okay. Yes, that is you done. We have a submersive cat. This one over here is going to attempt to take aim. I don't think line of sight wise they can see Fidelity on the dock, so they're going to attempt to take aim at the largest of the flyers they have available, which is here.
I am back on the boat.
Yeah, but you're on the far side of it, and these are coming from something that's lower in the water, so they can see
Cool.
the giant lions, but not you, I don't think.
I play with my cow tools.
Perfect.
Your what?
Cow tools.
Cow tools. It's a reference.
Tools that cows use.
It's a reference to an old comic from a strip called The Far Side. They just had a
Gary,
picture of a cow with a bunch of unrecognizable devices in front of it, and it was just titled Cow Tools.
Excellent.
It became a meme because no one could figure it out, and he's like, "There's nothing to figure out. They're cow tools."
Yeah. Evelyn, did you want to evade?
Yes.
Okay. What's your evade once it's been boosted?
15.
Okay. Phew. Boom! Big cannon goes off, and the ball just kind of whizzes by you. Very cautiously. They are gonna go for. I'm gonna say this thing can only make 1 shot a turn. It's got to be like reloaded. So they will instead try to hit you with the crossbow for a second shot. Do you want to try to endure again? You've used 3 so far, in case you're not keeping track.
I will not.
Okay. Not equals 3, plus 3. A 14. No, damn it. I didn't D10 that. That's not right. I'm going to keep the first one. 10,
It's
13.
much worse.
Call it a 13. So I'll keep that one that I rolled.
That is a miss.
Okay. The crossbow bolt also whizzes by you. As this person goes in for you, they're not going to try for bonus action because they've got a 1. Back at the top of the round, this person over here sees that most of the people are airborne, and these 2 docks have kind of exploded, so they're actually going to take shots from downtown, aiming for the chicken.
Why?
Because,
Yep.
there. I think it 8. I fucking did it again. Hang on.
Don't they know it's bad luck to shoot seabirds?
I think a 7's probably gonna miss.
Yeah, my
second
bait's 11.
shot, 7's again, because I'm rolling bad. And they will attempt for a 3rd action. And will not get it. It is your turn. Remember, y'all, if you are attempting to use brushwork, you get 1 brushwork action per turn.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's in addition to the...
Yeah, that's in addition to the other actions. It's a built-in action that you can take. If you're trying to combine, though, you need to have people within their motif range that can donate. So if you're not close enough to people to share medium, then you need to work off your own power.
Yeah. How broad can my brushstrokes be?
What are you trying to do?
Well, I kind of want to use Ignite, but I want to know how that can be used. Like,
so Ignite, if we go to it over here in the document, range up to 1 foot per motif characteristic. So that's basically adjacent to you. Each square is 3 feet. So you would have to be on somebody to use it. Basic Ignite is just kind of meant to set a basic fire. So it's not super useful in this case, unless you just want to start a fire, which you could do. You could go over to the dock and light it up. If you saturate it, it allows it to get painted onto people directly, which causes the fire EDA, which is just a save where they ignite on a target within 2 squares of it. But again, its range is pretty short. It's basically the adjacent square.
well, I have, a couple of people within flight distance who are right next to each other.
That's true.
And yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. If you could get close enough, those cannons have to have powder somewhere in them.
I thought you were going to tell me that boy ain't right.
No, ain't right.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I'll tell you what, it's already 117 degrees in the shade, and if it gets 1 degree hotter, I'm kicking your ass.
Your ass. I could love that. I always share that meme when it starts to get too hot in the summer. If it gets 1 degree hotter, I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, are these cannons mounted on the ship, or
They're
are they
actually
like
kind of in
hand
the
cannons?
interior in a little thing. They're controlling them via a rather sophisticated apparatus on the top. You can get to where they are, though.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I wanna fly over here. Say hi to these fun ship peoples.
Okay.
And then I wanna try to use Ignite on that powder on that ship, if I can.
So you can't specifically see powder on account of the cannon being nestled inside the ship and coming through a portal, like a little window on the inside. The ship's made of wood. I mean, you can use it on that.
Yeah. Can I potentially start a fire on the interior where the cannons are?
Yeah. You can
there's like a little porthole.
direct your glyph to the interior of that.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. So in order to weaponize this, to pin it onto a target, you would need to saturate it, which means your overall cost for this is 4. How much medium do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so you'd be rolling 2d4s trying to get a 4.
Come on, I believe in you.
You got it.
Yeah.
You describe how you want to paint that. How do you use medium?
I want to, while I'm like flying in midair and have this like huge orb behind me, I just want to slowly wave my wing at the ship and like just sort of, the projection of thought of fireball like shooting into the interior of this ship.
There is a sudden flickering and a orange and red glow just kind of emits from the portal that this cannon is coming through, as well as the scent of burning wood, and smoke begins to kind of pour out from the inside. Um, again, all these people are kind of wearing helms, so you don't necessarily know what their initial reaction to it is. But the guy in the upstairs certainly doesn't seem to be happy about it, and you swear you hear yelling from within.
Okay. And then my second action, I'm gonna fly right over, and
So
then I want to use.
if you get next to somebody like that, they do get a swing on you. Just so you're
Somebody
aware.
should somebody should have told the guy with the crossbow how much bad luck it is to shoot a seabird.
That's what I
We've seen
said.
this joke before.
He's
Listen,
copying
I just want to
me.
bite this guy. Very rude that I got shot.
Also, I'm pretty sure chickens aren't seabirds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
when they're flying over the sea.
And they start with a C.
That's very. Shut
Ugh.
up. As you
Tygon
fly,
Everything just got so much worse for Tygon.
as you fly within range of this guy, he gets to take a swing on you. He will fire off a shot with his crossbow. Uh, 13.
Ow.
That's a hit, I take it.
Would you stop that?
This is going to hurt a little bit because it is an exploit attack.
See, John, my joke was a
Well.
little different from yours.
I don't care. You stole my joke.
You take 14. It is a hot shot to the face.
That was also the goal of the evening.
Uh,
It's not too late. You may now act if you wish.
I'm gonna bite that bitch.
All right. Peck him.
Yeah.
So you're adding your accuracy score on the bite attack
Wait.
to that?
As soon as I find it.
It's 2.
Oh, okay.
Also, I
Oh,
think
yes.
you're probably rolling better than a 2d6 to attack. So what is your body exert score?
Body exerts 2.
Okay, and in combat, the difficulty is always 2 unless you're under some kind of weird effect. So you'd be rolling 2d8 and then adding the accuracy score of the weapon and your melee attack proficiency to this. So what do you have in melee?
Melee is a 1 with a plus.
So you're adding a grand total of 3. It's the 1 and then the 2 for the accuracy of bite. So 2d8 plus 3. will definitely almost hit. Would you like to twist that? You can use medium to boost your roll.
Yes.
All right,
I'm
roll a
gonna
d4.
twist that 5.
You actually don't need to roll it because
Oh, yeah.
they've got a 16 to hit, so you're guaranteed to hit if you twist. You just got to mark down that you've used one of your medium. So the next time you attempt
Right, yeah.
to do some brushwork, you're down one. But you're coming at it. You can't quite get through the armor. You get a little annoyed at it, and then you kind of like supercharge your beak there and just open it up like a can. Get all up in there.
Nom 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 nom.
Now you roll damage. It is 2d6 plus your personal damage bonus, your PDB score.
I have a quick question.
Yo.
Should I have used my personal damage bonus, or should I have used my... Oh, never mind. It's brushwork. It's not a difference between ranged and... I'm dumb. Ignore me.
Okay. Cool. That is a 9 in the damaging, and I just want to make sure that you don't have anything special for your manifestation. Nothing special to bite. You do have Coalescent Ball as an attack that you can use. You might want to look into that one in case you want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You do damage to this guy. You do... Let's see here. Blood Tithe. Can store up to your promoted score on blood points. Okay, so you dig into this guy. You hear a shriek and a yell from the inside of the helmet over here as you do a solid chunk of damage to him. This chicken hurting way more than he kind of expected any kind of chickens to do. And at the same time, you feel this rich enrichment of just kind of like bloodlust and primal energy pull out of this thing as you withdraw the very medium from this blood and store it inside yourself. So your level 1 ability of Blood Tithe says that you can score a single blood point because of you having 1 in Primordial right now. And that is currently stocked. So you now have a blood point that you can use. You can use blood points to twist the same way that medium does. You can also use them to do some various other stuff, including power your Coalescent Ball abilities.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
So that is currently charged up. That was a
Food.
move, and an attack. Yeah,
Mhm.
Bloodwork. All right, you're done. This guy over here sees that there are people arriving at the docks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is going to try to take a shot at Ambrose.
You can try. Let me see what my...
Are you armored right now?
No.
Okay. An 8's gonna miss you for sure.
Yep, my evade is 16.
Yeah, both of these shots miss. Little B is just like... this guy over here, at this point, will run this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reaches into his gauntlet and pulls out this white rock. You can hear some yelling from the ship as people are still trying to get together because this is all very fast paced. Throws the white rock at the edge of the ship. I will see if I flub this roll, but I don't think I'm going to. Wow, look at that. I flipped this roll. Completely flipped this roll. Throws this white rock at the side of the ship. Fails to throw it hard enough. And it kind of bounces off and ploops into the water. And he just kind of stands there dejected. Before cautiously sort of reaching back in and throwing another one. There we go. a little shoulder into it this time. And throws this white rock against the side of the ship. The white rock splashes and breaks into fragments like it's made out of soapstone. And you see a flash of a glyph. This glyph is the ignite glyph. A fire breaks out of the side of the ship.
Oh no.
Give me free assets. Come on. No, that's a fireplace. Is there not just flame? A pixel torch. There we go. Yeah, thanks. All right, we got a fireball. Yeah, it's there. Side of the ship is burning. Go ahead and toss one over here too. Because the
It doesn't last. It's temporary.
Oh, lame. All right, well, we're gonna have to do it the
Sorry.
old-fashioned way though. Nothing doing. Yep, we got fire. In two separate locales. Ambrose.
I would like to use my medium to paint the rock this ship is using as ballast to make it punch through the bottom.
Okay.
Let's see here. I have the wrong document open. Give me a second. I forgot to open the big stroke. The big page of strokes. Sorry. Terraform.
It is cost 6.
Ooh, I only have 3.
Well, so you'd be rolling all 3 of those trying to get a 6 out of 3d4s. Your chances are reasonable.
Oh, okay, I'll try that. 3d4s, come on, baby.
Oh God.
Are you kidding me?
You're not that far off though. Do you want to try to twist that? Actually, you
I
should
do.
in this situation. So,
Yeah.
if you fail to actually pull off a sketch, you get your docked to medium for the frustration of the failure. It's worth twisting and spending the medium if all you have to do is spend 1, because you're gonna lose that either way.
Yeah, I will definitely twist that. Also, I was wrong. My medium is... No, it's still 3. I'm still down 1 point. Okay.
Okay. So now you're down another, because you just twist this, but you do manage to force of will this sketch into being.
Fantastic.
Force of will.
As...
Force of will. Force of will.
Force of will. This thing gets a save actually because the ship itself is defended against brushwork.
Emily.
Yeah.
Force of will counters a target spell, not forces one into being.
I gotcha. That's a reference.
Magic the
Magic
Gathering.
the Gathering.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a card game, right?
I'm glad we're all nerds.
I remove 1 blue permanent from my hand from the game in order to force of will that attempt at
Humor.
cutting the wind out of my sails.
This thing does not successfully defend. So you yes, you are able to distort it. So terraform painted using a size large area on the grid was painted to terrain is under permanent mundane part of the sound phase. Small bridges, patches, or obstacles to be made. I don't know about punching a hole in the ship just because it's not intended to be an offensive ability, but I think you can kind of fuck up its balance pretty good.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you
I'll
kind of slink it off to the side and have it leave.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just use terraform to like pull that rock out.
Yeah, you roll it. The ship lists heavily off to one end, to the point that I'm going to say that the cannon is no longer particularly useful. Because it is now tilted firmly sideways, and the guy on top of it is off balance.
Yay.
Important question: is it tied down?
The ship? No.
No,
cannon.
the cannon, because
Oh yeah, no. It's like mounted. This is a
Okay.
this is sort of like an aspect of the prow.
Okay. That is my brush action. And now, let me take a look at this map here. I'm going to attack this guy again.
Okay.
Which is 2d8 plus my range combat plus my accuracy. My accuracy is 2. My range combat is, I believe, a 3. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 3. Because that is what I spent some of my starter points on, some of my level points on. So that is plus 5.
Remember that your manifested weapon, if you use medium to twist it, you get it back the next turn.
You're right.
Yeah, so I think you were only down the point that you just spent on brushwork. You weren't down the point that you spent on your last attack. It comes back.
Nope. Yep. So I will see if I need to twist this.
No, that'll hit. Actually, that hits on its own. That is a crit.
Hell yeah. So roll d10 plus 1 for damage.
And then plus 2d6 for the exploit. Oh, wow.
Thank
Well,
goodness for this 2d6.
yeah.
12 damage. That could have been more impressive. It was not.
There's this this kind of effect that takes place where this little stinger goes in and kind of does nothing, and then it explodes.
Yeah. Like, oh, that wasn't so. Oh, God!
Oh god!
And as Ambrose does this, he kind of, when he does a stinger attack, he does like a flip in the air so that his stinger can get around to where it can fire.
Yeah.
And then he resumes his pose. And, fuck it, he'll attack again.
A double backflip, if you will.
Yup. 2d8 plus 5.
Wow.
Damn! Okay. That's 20 to hit.
That will do that.
2d10 plus 1, or d10 plus 1 for 9 more damage.
Okay. Cool. And unless there's some reason for you to be hanging on to like unless you plan on sketching the beginning of next round, it's probably
Yeah.
worth spending that on damage because you get it back.
Yeah, I'll twist that. The extra, the 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. 5 extra damage on top of that.
Wait, where did the 2d6 come from?
I thought you said that's. I asked if I get the 2d6 from twisting.
No. You didn't. The twisting's d4. It's just the.
Oh, my
yeah,
bad. Okay,
it's
ignore that
extra
5.
d4 all the time.
So
There you
extra
go.
2 damage. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Alright. And because brushwork is its own action, I'm going to take my third action to dodge back a little bit, so I'm a little harder to hit with crossbows. Actually, I'll dodge forward a little bit, so I'm a little harder to hit with crossbows.
What is this? This is 18. What did you do? You had 9, 10, 11?
Yeah, 11 the second one.
All right. This guy's not looking terribly healthy. Evelyn.
Yep. I will attack this guy
Okay.
with a claw attack. Okay. Fuck. I'll spend a fucking medium to add a d4.
You won't be able to get there. Not from that point.
All right, then second attack.
You could from that point.
Okay.
Toss another d4 onto that. That'll do it.
Okay. Yay. And then damage, 4 damage.
Okay.
And then I will try to get another action. Whoops, that's not.
210. Hang on. What are you at for medium remaining?
I'm at, because I got, I'm at 1.
Okay. It's up to you, but when you do this 4 damage to him, he's got 3 left before he's dead. That might be worth twisting just in the hopes of getting a 3.
Okay, sure, I'll twist it. Oh, fuck. How does twist work again? I'm so sorry.
D4.
Okay.
Is everybody confused on like what that mechanic is? I feel like we've been
No.
doing it since the beginning of the game. I just want to like, but it keeps getting asked about.
No, I am exhausted.
Okay, well, your dice are not, and you actually deal sufficient damage to kill this guy. How would you like that to occur?
Just the shadowy talon. While he's facing Ambrose, the shadowy talon reaches in through the hole torn in his armor, and rips his heart out.
Good lord. The brutality of it all. um, there's a gurgling that takes place, and this guy falls as a slip of armor. The boat is listing hard, and he just rolls out of it. Down at the bottom of the ocean, down here, you see a flood of red kind of pour into the water, and this armored body just plummets straight down and crash onto the bottom of the ocean. From the lion's point of view.
Interesting.
That guy's probably not getting back up.
And then I will roll for an extra attack.
Not quite.
All right, that's my turn. Sorry, I barely slept last night.
It's cool. Fidelity.
And
All right. I'm so far away.
Do what I did, but better.
So far away. Okay. Got my
You know,
David Bowie out of my
without crashing into the ocean.
2, 3, 4, 5. Can I jump? Oh, can I jump over to where they are on the dock?
Do you have the movement to get there?
Nope.
Then no. Could you have the movement to get there with 3 moves?
Yeah, but I don't wanna. I'll go here and throw the Dance of Longinus at one of these dudes.
Okay.
Maybe that one that keeps setting the ship on fire.
Yeah, which one is the one that's got the fire annoyance?
This dude over here.
Yeah, I will throw my long ass double-ended spear at him.
Okay.
Not the long booba.
The what?
Never mind.
No, explain yourself.
Reference to a picture I linked in your channel that obviously you haven't seen.
I will look in a bit. Unfortunately, I am bad at range. Let's see.
Does that mean you need it explained, or does that mean you just roll badly at it?
No, I just have crap stats.
Oh, okay.
I'm built for up close and personal combat, and that ain't ship combat. Okay. So I think this is impossible. Yeah. No, this is actually impossible. I can't hit 16.
Isn't there an accuracy bonus on that weapon?
Oh yeah, that brings that up to a 9, and it makes my maximum. Okay, so if I roll, I can hit a 16 if I roll max on both dice.
Okay.
I can hit a 16, it turns out. I will not. I will not on this attack. That's not getting fixed. That's going to be my turn.
Okay. Where is the D6 and the D8? Is your body exert a 1?
No, my mind exert is because it's a
Oh,
ranged attack.
right. Yeah, because you're doing the range. That's right.
Now, if it was body exert, I'd be rolling a couple of d10s and I'd be a lot more confident about this.
That's valid. Yeah.
Plus, I'd have my melee attack bonus, which is substantial.
Yeah.
But my ranged attack bonus is +0.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Yes, you throw the stick. It kind of skitters before dissipating, and you perhaps pout, depending on how cute you're being. This one over here is going to take a swing at a chicken.
It's a magnificent looking, like leaping into the air and hurling the spear. That looks very, very athletic and very very beautiful. And then nothing good comes of it. And I look around to see if any girls were watching. Sheepish.
Several were. And I assure you, they're all too busy doing what they're doing to care about you. So don't worry about that.
I wipe sweat from my brow.
Second attack against Nugget. 14 will hit, I believe.
Yep. I deeply regret being this close.
A 9 to the.
Oof.
This person will
Ow.
attempt another attack.
Please no. Hit your friend in the back of the head.
Missed. Or not missed, but didn't get another attack. His buddy, however, is next, and there's nothing here but burn. So we'll attempt to swing. 8 will miss. Swing again. 10, I think, misses.
Yeah, my evade's 11.
Okay. He's going to also grab his gauntlet and throw at your feet another white stone. This thing will crunch as it hits the ground, and a glyph will appear. I'm going to have this one be chill.
Oh no.
This is a saturated version of chill in case a single target is immobilizing, deal damage over time. Do the freeze EDA, which is this.
Don't worry, it's just a glyph that gets you too high to function.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Wait, could I have the Netflix and version?
You need 2 different glyphs to do that. You gotta have somebody assisting with the cast.
Come on, there are like 2 other guys right there.
Make it a resist save with difficulty equal to the number of rounds exposed. In this case, it's just 1. So resist save is.
It's a 1.
I believe it's a body exert. Let me look real quick. Body exert versus the difficulty of the save, and add your resist save to the total. So your body exert score is a what?
Is it 2?
Okay, against difficulty 1, so a d8 and a d10, and then add your +1 for your whatever your resist score is. Ooh. Do you want to try to twist that? If you get lucky, it'll work.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. That is not enough.
Oof.
Probably worth checking here to see if there's anything in Lizard that will assist you with this, because I think they do have some elemental resistances, but let's find out. Boo, 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 boo. Reptile. Not at this level.
Nope, I
Okay.
think I'm just a frozen nugget.
You are in fact a frozen chicken nugget. Take D10,
No.
which is going to be this. 7 damage. And you are immobilized.
That actually knocks me out.
Okay. Nugget cruises in a puff of chill. This sort of like swirl of frozen air shoots upward, catches her kind of mid-flight, passes, and you see this cold kind of frozenish bird on the dock. Those of you who see through, it's not necessarily looking good. Nugget is going to get injured. A 7. A 7 is... I've gotten too far. Where's it at? No, I haven't gotten too far. I need to get past combat. There we go. Damage. Severe concussion. You have taken a head injury. On your descent to the ground, there was a heavy thunk. So when you are brought out of this, you're going to have a hard time doing things and be pretty dazed. Next person is here. This person over here will tap a variety of different things on the ship, and from within it, you will hear a sound, kind of like a psh, and this fire will go away. Because fires on these ships are bad, so they have countermeasures on them. And we'll proceed to take a shot at Evelyn over here.
Star's muted.
I keep missing the
I'll
second
admit-
D on that. Hang on. That's not actually a roll. There we go. That's a miss.
Yep.
And I doubt he's going to get another attack. But that cannon is out of commission right now, so he's actually going to get off the boat. 1, 2, 3.
Something snake boyfriend.
I was gonna say shark boyfriend, but that works too.
We'll run over this way. Oh no, he doesn't get another run. He used the action to put out the fire. All right, so he's stuck over there. This person over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll also throw a rock at the boat. We'll hit it, and a second fire will break out on the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Even as the people are attempting to put out the first one. Which I'm going to say they're probably successful in doing. The crew is now currently on fire patrol as this is taking place.
You know what would have been really useful to them?
Hmm.
Having somebody with the water stroke, like Jean-Luc on the boat.
I think they probably do have at least one person, but it's a little tricky trying to get it when the fire is like halfway down the ship.
That's fair.
It is now the twins' turn. Y'all are on the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. Gonna do a move. Am I slowed down by the water?
No, not really.
The heck? There. Okay. And then, as again, assuming I can do this underwater and I'm close enough, I would like to try and do a ranged attack against the underside of, let's say, that boat.
Okay. So this boat, just so that you're fully aware, there was a fire in it. The fire has been put out, but its cannon's out of commission. It's not necessarily doing anything right now.
Oh, okay. And
Same with this one, it's listing off to the side, so the cannons have been disabled. There are a bunch of people on this dock, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 pillars holding this dock aloft. There's also a frozen bird on it, but you don't necessarily know that because you're underwater.
okay, so the boats are actually not a factor anymore.
No, they've been disabled by various things.
Well, never mind, then there goes my plan.
It was a good plan.
Yeah, my plan was to, break the hull of the boat from the underside so they sink.
I mean, you can break this dock from the underside, so the people fall in the water in full plate mail.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. That's what I'll try to do.
I'm just saying, as plans go, I don't think you're left with no options here.
It's still sad when one's plan is, not working out. Okay. Regular range attack.
So I'm gonna say hitting the dock itself, because you have to transverse between water to land, is gonna be kind of a tricky shot. But you can aim for the pillar that's right here, because that you can see right across from you, and then we just find out what happens.
That would be ranged. So this 1d8. I am use that because it does more damage. It has accuracy of 2 plus 2. So I think that I've got the right numbers. My mind exert, yes, my mind exert is 1, so that is correct. Ugh, of course.
Yucky. Do you want to twist it? You're going against a stationary object. You only have to hit an 8.
Yeah, I figured. Yes.
All right, so that one will hit. Go ahead and roll damage against it.
No damage bonus, right?
Well, your personal damage bonus gets into that.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Pretty substantial damage to it. You can see the turret kind of shutter that's on it. Go ahead and make your second attack. That'll hit.
And the damage is horrible.
Yeah, but you didn't need a ton more. What is it? What are you at here? You were at 13, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to twist that? You need to get to a 20 to break this thing.
I will try, yeah.
That'll do it. This pillar goes crunching and slides off to the side. Before Vincetta's turn, let's find out. I'm going to call this a quarter of a chance to collapse this thing, so 26 or 25 or lower. Nope, it's still up. Your second line gets to go, though.
Okay. And I'm guessing same again on a different pillar.
Okay.
Yeah. Damage.
That is good damage. All right.
Second attack.
That'll hit.
Damn it.
Wait.
How How am I rolling exactly the same thing as the first time?
I don't know. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're nearly there. Do you have any medium left?
As a matter of fact, I do, yes. Oh!
Oh no, Tygon, why?
Because the dice hate me.
I'm gonna give it to you for the sake of cinematic fun. Because we still have a chance that it might somehow stay up. It's gonna be better than 50% because they're both on the same side over there. So I'm gonna call it anything under a 75. Holy shit! It refuses to go down. You can see it creaking. It's that one last strand that's holding it in place. You like roll your stone eyes underwater, being like, "Come on, this thing's barely upright."
Okay, now that was all my actions. That's all I can do.
This guy over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is going to throw one of those rocks into the water and hope that it does enough. He goes kertonk over here.
Can you use brush strokes out of turn, or does it have to be on your turn?
It's got to be on your turn.
Okay, figured it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Will scatter off of where he was trying to go, but that's okay. He wasn't going for a direct route anyway. So it sinks into the water. The bigger question is whether or not it hits the ground hard enough to actually set off, because these things are powered by impact. So I'm going to give this like a half chance. So 50 or lower. Oh, wow. A stone filters down from the ceiling, lands right next to you. You see it kind of shake and vibrate yellow for a second. And there's this kind of like eye-opening thing of the hell is that? And then it stops. And then it just kind of sits there. The the guy on the upside gets angry, kicks rocks. Throws another
It
one.
explodes.
It will also scatter, but again, he's kind of hoping for nearby impact. This time, it will land down and actually go off, which is probably going to set off the other one. Let's try this again and see if it sets off the other one. Funny enough, it does not. Although that is a crazy roll.
That
Okay.
roll is Tygon's character rolling their eyes because the dock didn't fall.
Yeah. This is going to be an electric
Ew.
thing, which is why he was throwing it in there. What do we have? No, hang on.
Is Tygon getting shocked like an electric feel?
Yeah.
Eh.
A lot of music references today.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Hang on. I want to see how funny this is real quick. Alright, Tygon, I'm going to have you roll some luck for the sake of funny here. There are two options that this guy's got, depending on what it is he thought was going to work here. Depth charge versus electrocution, right? If it's electrocution, then it's electrocution. If it's depth charge, the pressure wave might actually knock this dock out. So, do you want high or low?
I'm gonna say hi.
That is how I've been rolling. But alas.
Come on.
Instead, it will be zappy.
I have a quick question.
Huh.
Should we have 3 strokes or 4?
I believe you've got 3 right now.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
cool.
3.
Unless your specific manifestation give you extras. A couple of them do come with them.
No, I was trying to figure out if I had too few.
This would be electric surge. A zap of electric damage goes shooting off in your direction here. You're going to roll against the electric EDA. Electric disruptive. Roll resist, difficulty 3. Oh, actually, sorry. You don't need to do this yet. You're simply hit by it.
Okay.
Applies an external to area's effect. Take D10 wounds per turn. So you're gonna take some damage.
I have a question though.
No, you're not gonna take
I was
much
just,
damage. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this is gonna sound really stupid, but bear with me for a minute. Because Tygon's characters are made of stone, does electricity affect them that much?
I don't think that is a thing that I think they get eventually. I don't know that they have it
Okay.
Yeah,
right now.
it's at level 17.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind
John.
then. What?
John,
What?
what slew the eternal dragons?
I don't know what you're referencing.
The lightning
I
of
do.
Lord Gwyn, king of the gods.
Oh, that's right. That's why the Dragon Lord shoots things. Lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why Seath got to be a kick-ass duke, because he betrayed so good.
Yup.
We love it when they betray so good. Tygon, do you have two separate win pools? I can't remember.
No,
Okay,
I
so
only have one wound pool.
you take 8 damage. Enjoy.
Yeah,
Um,
already noted.
But also, the next time you try to take an action, it's going to be a resist save to do it, or you won't be able to do it.
Okay, gotcha. Also, elemental immunity. I would still take the damage, but the resist thing, I would have to do that.
Oh, okay.
When do you get that?
I mean, okay, it says elemental damage sources can still damage them, but they will not be required to roll on an EDA.
Yeah. When do you get that?
17.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you would just take the damage, but you don't have to do any of the other shenanigans. In another, 15 levels. Nugget's currently down. I got this guy over here who's going to take a shot at Ambrose.
My endure is 16.
So you mean evade.
That's what I meant. Wrong E word.
Why is the D not registering? Nobody make a joke. Nobody make a joke. Nobody make a joke. Nobody can touch this damn bug.
I thought you were going to say nobody can touch this D.
I was like, yeah, it's
That's
gone.
our name.
Without asking first.
You ever try to hit B with a crossbow? I mean, neither have I, but I expect it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
It's super easy.
This dude over here, seeing the creatures that are down in the water, will also chuck rocks. Let's roll a 2d10.
Maybe it's just super easy for me, because, I could, beat up a wolf with my bare hands.
You don't have bare hands. You've got like horse hands.
Let me just pop in here to the mirror and look at my hairy chest. I think I might have some bare hands here.
Listen, furry. That's gonna scatter out to the side. We're again going to play the magical game of is this force or is this electricity?
Hi.
The dice.
Emily over here.
They really do.
They really do.
Emily over here trying to take away my Second Amendment rights.
Bare hands.
Right to bare. Take another 3. The electricity apparently not too potent, but you are finding yourself kind of paralyzed.
Oh my god, I need a tank top that says the right to bear arms, B-A-R-E. Like a sleeveless.
I mean, there's always the popular, support your right to keep and arm bears. Ambrose.
Yes, is it my turn?
It is, in fact, your turn. You saw the dock shake moments ago. You're not really sure what that's all about.
I don't like that. The dock by the boat, or the dock, or where these boats are coming from?
This dock right here shook pretty hard. You also see that Nugget has been downed and is looking a little bursy.
Can I teleport to Nugget, grab her, and teleport away, and then start flying back?
You can't teleport holding another person.
Okay. Can I teleport to her, grab her, and then just fly away?
Yes.
Boop. I grab her.
Teleport. Go ahead and do a body exert and athletics.
Okay, my body exert is
You
3.
are able to teleport inside of threat response.
Oh no,
buggy.
my body exert is 1, not 3. That's my body perceive.
Do your best, little bug.
Roll
You can do it, friend.
D8 plus D6, and I don't think I have anything athletics. I will double check. Empress take 3, athletics nothing. All right. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I struggle to lift Nugget.
You try.
The ice adds a couple pounds. It's not her fault.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You ever seen a frozen chicken on a stick?
I will make a second attempt to lift her.
Okay.
Roll that same shit. Come on,
Roll
max
better.
everything.
No, roll better.
Yeah.
I can't spend anything on that, can I?
I mean, yeah, you can. You still got medium. The medium that you
Oh.
use to twist your weaponry gets back to you at the beginning of the round.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I can use it to twist this roll as well?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This won't restore though. It's
That's
It's a
fine.
property of your weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it. You hoist the foul. Unfortunately, that is your third action, so I don't really know what you're gonna do from here.
It's like one of the soldiers on the docks points and yells, "Somebody stop that twink!"
I just
on my
imagine they
next-
don't even see the bug.
Yeah.
I'm still flying for some reason.
The chicken, it's airbending. All right. On the next turn, I'll try and get her out of here.
You cast raised dead on my dinner.
Evelyn, it's your turn. You saw the dock shaking moments ago. You're also witnessing Ambrose in a mighty effort. Frickin' military press this bird. But he seems to be a little unable to necessarily defend himself against the 2, if not 3 people that are over there.
They'll have to hit me first.
They just have to hit Nugget.
No.
I'll be your frozen shield.
As someone who's actually been hit by a frozen chicken, it is not a good feeling.
That's just a rock.
Yeah, just drop me on them.
Yeah, no. When I was a kid, my brother threw a fucking frozen chicken at my head because he's an asshole.
That sounds like something an older brother would do, or a younger brother.
I got knocked out.
And I mean, it is fully a rock. That is
That-
just
that- That
is his
explains
folder.
so much. That's what happened to Rowan. She got brain fucked by a butterball.
It was a chicken, not a turkey. I'd be dead if it was a turkey.
They make chickens too.
Oh.
I assumed.
She stands corrected.
I wasn't gonna correct her. I was just assuming they also do for chicken. But I will stand smugly behind Alex.
Alright, what's your action?
Alright. I don't like these guys menacing my friends. So, first action, attack this dude.
Okay.
Who?
The one that's over here.
No, that's what she says when she attacks.
Oh, nicely done.
Why are you like that? Why?
And that is why Emmy made Owl's monsters in HSD.
Okay. Actually, first I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. Oh wait. No. Okay, I'll move first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. And then I'll attack this guy with the beak.
That does not quite hit.
Then a medium.
Okay. How much do you have left?
This is my last one.
That'll get there.
Okay. Then 7 points of damage.
It is indeed.
As a shadowy head of an owl reaches up and just bites into this guy. Then I'll see if I can get a third action.
You won't need it. You automatically get a third action. It's just if you need 3 of the same action, but you've already moved and attacked, so you could just do a second attack.
Yeah, I'll do a second.
Okay.
Come on, roll better, please.
Not quite.
All right, that's that. That's my turn.
Yeah.
I was trying to get in close for a swooping strike, but I could not move far enough.
Fidelity. You actually have a somewhat better view of this battlefield, and you can kind of see what was going on under it. You saw some actions and activity coming down from below when the sparks started going off by the twins down there. You saw some attacks being made to the bottom side of the dock and saw it shaking. Now you can't really see them that well because Nugget's moon is no longer lighting things up.
We've got a moon down. I repeat, a moon down.
Fidelity?
I was muted. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that the raucous noise down the hall from where I am doesn't come through. I'm gonna jump over here if I can.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, no problem.
And then
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Is there a deck there? Yeah, you're right next to the hole in the dock. Let's put a little. Remember that there's a giant hole in the dock.
I did.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, right, where you fell through.
Yeah.
Is it the whole thing?
Well, I mean, so 2 giant granite lions landed on this. The dock is basically severed. It's still
So I
upright
can't-
on both sides of it, but yeah.
Can I pass?
Past what?
Can I get past the hole?
You can jump it, yeah.
Okay. 1, 2,
I mean,
3,
you
4,
just
5.
jump this, which is a longer distance than the
Yeah.
hole. So
That's a very fair point.
You dive to one side, pivot, and dive to the other. You might even pirouette if you're feeling really salty about it.
do a little twirl at the end.
Yeah.
I leap forward, landing Lance first, and then kind of do and then kind of twirl around it down to my feet.
Somebody over in the distance is like, "Quit showing off, you cunty horse!"
I will never.
I will not.
I would like to use one of these days. I would like to use Gust F3.
Okay.
saturated
All right,
on this guy's square to shove him into the water.
go for it.
So I need to roll higher than 4 to
Yeah,
do that.
I believe it's 4 or better.
All right, well, there's a 14.
That'll do it.
Nice.
Before anybody says
Drinking.
anything, I roll D6s instead of D4s on brush stroke tests because of
Being flamboyant.
Because of
my
woke.
because my manifestation is woke. Yeah.
Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
They do get a resist save, so they will.
Oh yeah. That is
It's against difficulty 1.
yeah.
Which he'll pass. So he will stop himself as he's trying to get shoved. Close though. Teeters.
The casting of that is part of me like twirling around the shaft of the spear
Nice.
as I making a little whirlwind, and then I
So
land and
you blow as you're working the shaft, or
absolutely.
okay, very good.
It's a little thing called technique. Kids these days don't take pride in their work.
I know how to grapefruit.
You have another action. You did 2 moves and the brushwork's free. Fox, did you die? Can't believe Fox died.
Rip.
He's still recovering over the grapefruit comments.
Someone might be talking to him.
I thought that I was out of action, so I ran to the restroom. I'm very sorry about that. I've run back. Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Ambrose, there's a fella over here looking to smack at you upon the noggin.
Okay.
Raises his sword and brings it down thusly. I'm gonna say that he gets a simplification on this attack because you are carrying something of your body mass above you.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't bring it down sussly.
Well, I mean, his miss is a little sus, honestly. How he whiffed that is beyond me.
He was distracted by Nuggets.
like just cannot seem to freaking hit this pile of bird and bark on the ground. His buddy's looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
I'm just imagining Ambrose like bouncing back and forth like in Tom and Jerry.
The guy next to him, likewise. That one is a 14.
I have a 16.
Okay. But I believe that's going to hit Nugget
Oh no!
because there's a bird above you.
Can John spend an endure?
Yeah, I can say that if you want to kind of react to this, you can spend an endure. Your only real option at this point is kind of to throw the bird, though. Because there's no way to, like, hide her.
Can I... Let me see. What is my... I have 3 endure.
Use me as a weapon.
There's a boat over here that she could be checked onto, or there's the water. You do have an ally down there somewhere.
To throw her to Evelyn.
I was about to throw it to Evelyn, yeah. I was going to yell, Evelyn, catch! And then on my turn, I will throw her to Evelyn.
All right.
Or I will spend wait, unless I can spend an evade to throw her now.
Well, I mean that's what we're doing right now for the sake of it. So you're gonna spend a
Okay.
endure to do this, and then do a body exert athletics roll.
Oh my god, have I told
Oh
you guys
my.
about the eagle fiasco?
Difficulty 2.
Hey! Yay me.
Nice. Evelyn. There's Bird coming at you.
I reach out a giant talon and simply wrap it around it.
All right, you catch Bird. And do I want to test dice on this one? I'm gonna say that you can catch Bird.
I was gonna say,
What?
please don't make me do this.
What eagle fiasco, George Fox?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
One day there was a very small eagle out in our yard, and 3 of our roosters were out there just bullying the shit out of it. Just
Oh,
beating up this tiny little until the eagle finally flew away. The next day, there was a full-grown, very large eagle sitting on our roof. And when my niece came over and opened the door, all the chickens started running out. As soon as that rooster that was bullying the baby eagle stepped out, boosh! The huge eagle on the roof annihilated it.
Wow.
And then drug him up onto the hill, ate for a while, and then flew away. Came back a few hours later to eat some more. Repeated this for about half the day until there was there was enough of the rooster gone that it could just carry the rest of him away. And then I never saw the eagle again. And I was like,
Wow.
that eagle ran an op.
I was gonna say that
was personal.
that was fucking wet work.
That eagle got up on stage and said, "If I ever see one of y'all again."
Yeah, it's on site.
Okay, you check that way. This guy has swung already. This one over here is going to try to take a shot at Evelyn, who is now carrying an additional bird.
I'll evade. I'll endure.
Okay.
God.
Remember that gives you back a medium.
Okay, yep. Nice.
A 17 though is still gonna
Yeah,
snag you.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
For 12.
I'm looking pretty rough myself.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Over
Don't
here.
be. You're fine.
Why are you sorry?
Because I'm the tank here and I'm sitting underwater doing nothing.
I mean, listen.
Tanks are not good swimmers.
Like the
They're big and
DPS.
heavy.
Let me tell you something, Tygon, about how this works. If the DPS runs ahead and pulls everything and dies, that is not the tank's fault.
As a tank, that's true.
That's a miss on the crossbow to you, Fox. That is the fully fouled up the crossbow, attempting a second shot to you, Fox. The string twangs, and they're like fuck, and start messing with it. It is now the lion's turns.
Okay.
That thing, that bridge over there is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it hang on by nothing.
Eh,
Two.
That will hit. Don't roll
Um,
once. All right. This thing needs a 90 or better to stay up. And I'm going to say if you get below a 50, it will actually take down the adjacent one too, because that's the direction it's falling. Holy shit!
Whoa!
Anyway, I
How is
crit.
this pier so structurally sound?
I'm going to Vegas, and I'll see y'all later.
Yay.
That's absurd. However, that is sufficient to take that one down. There is a creak and a crack. The two pillars over here snap from the weight of this one dipping forward. These two guys fall into the water first. They clunk into this thing as this goes down. Ambrose, go ahead and make a dodge save to get up off this thing before you end up in the water. I'm going to say difficulty
right.
2 on that.
Okay. Let me see. So that would be
Body
a body.
perceive.
Body perceived. Thank God. That's a 3.
The only time I'll ever hear that.
D8 plus D10 plus, and my dodge score is 2. So plus 2.
You make
Hell
it.
yeah.
You feel this pier beginning to move, and you're like, no. Pop up into the air. These two fall into the water, struggle for a second, but they are weighed down by an awful lot of metal. You see this pier go down. You also see the shapes of two bodies fall upon the ground in front of you, struggling for air. There is a scuffle, and you feel this sort of like, it's a peculiar, sensation, because so far you've had combats where you've kind of like done back and forth. There's been a lot of sort of like swinging swords back and forth. You've seen a couple people incidentally die by virtue of wounds, but when these two hit the bottom some 3 or 4 seconds after falling from the top, as they kind of drift heavily downward to the ground, there's just nothing they can do. And they don't go quick. It takes about 30, 40 seconds. The struggling is you can see some movement. One of them attempts to climb one of the other piers over here to get up anywhere, but can't make any purchase on it. And there's this kind of shared moment of the two lions that don't need to breathe, just sort of sitting some 50 feet away until these forms just don't move anymore and collapse upon the ground.
Woof.
This guy over here has to make a dodge save, otherwise the impact's going to dislodge him. And fails it. Teeters and falls over along with them. Seconds after the first two fell, a third one lands upon the angled surface, and again is struggling in the direction. There's almost a seem to notice of you off in the distance as he kind of draws himself along the planks to try to get higher to where these two pillars are still somewhat upright, but it's still 6-7 feet below the surface. Enough room to see perhaps the stars before collapsing.
Huh. Great, we really are the assholes here.
I can't believe you drowned 3 people. God, Tygon!
They shot clocks.
I'll remind y'all, they shot me, froze me, tried to kill me.
They were gonna eat Nugget. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, they even froze you to keep you fresh for the journey.
Maybe not for the first time, or perhaps for the first time, depending on how Vince and Vincetta have been reconciling with their experience so far. They kind of realize that not every kill is the same. And the feeling that's left at this one is just a little rough, especially when they kind of like reflect on the fact that it's just not a need they seem to have. It is made clearly apparent to you at this particular point that you're not really human anymore. Like, you knew, but you just watch what happens when people fall into water, and it doesn't seem to be what happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to pause there, because I'm going to have to go pick up my kiddo. But
Okay.
All right, that's
Wonderful
good.
session.
It was a wonderful session. I'm sorry I was so out of it.
It's cool.
I learned that my work placement is ending tomorrow. And I need to figure out